Check, check, check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you are now tuned into chapter 67 of the Introverted Intuition podcast. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. Petty Podcaster, a.k.a. A little bit tired, but we here. Today I got, who I got with me today? Introduce yourself.
We got our names?
Yeah, who are you guys again?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man CR, a.k.a. Conscious Rap, representing Jump Out the Frame, JOTF Records. What's up?
Wow.
And we have
that was a good intro.
we have a returning guest.
Yes.
From one of my personal favorites of my podcast that I've done so far. Introduce yourself.
My name is Leah Colley. I'm the host of Pretty Please podcast, and I don't rap or anything, but I'm fun.
You can't rap at all? You can't do a freestyle off the top right now?
Right, off the top? Nah.
It would be so bad.
Can you just try, like, do four bars right now?
It would be so bad.
Oh, man. Maybe next episode. Maybe next time.
Right, that would be dope.
I gotta write it down, then come back.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's off the head.
It's been a few months since last time you were on this show.
Yes,
maybe
October.
Oh, wow. Time flies.
Yeah. Was it October? Yeah, I think it was October.
Maybe something around there.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we start with our weeks, but since it's been so long since you've been here, I'm curious, how has 2018 been for you as a whole?
The summer was lit. Okay. June to August, lit. My birthday was in July. Went to NOLA. It was lit.
Got drunk?
Hell
Of
yeah.
course.
What?
Of course.
The ladies there, they are wild.
Mm.
But I had this one drink. I forgot. I think it was called the fish bowl. I threw up everywhere.
Oh,
I
heard
went
about Fishbowl.
outside. There was, and there's like, they don't really clean that much. So it was like they have those big ass horses in the street, whatever, and they poop everywhere.
Oh.
So kind of stepped in that.
Oh, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for her to say it, yo.
It was cool. I washed up. I threw up more, but it's all good.
I would have burned them shoes, yo.
Word.
They were like thrown away.
Of course,
But-
yeah. Too much shit.
NOLA was lit. The summer was lit. Winter is we're still in it. I'm not really into the holiday spirit right now.
I feel you.
It's
Yeah.
alright.
I don't know, something about the colder weather, like, gets people more depressed, more down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that
true.
too.
Seasonal depression
Seasonal
is
depression,
real.
yeah.
There we go.
I haven't gone through that yet. I hope I don't.
I deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, recently I've been able to do well with it, but as soon as it starts snowing,
Yeah.
that's when I get depressed because it's like I'm trapped in the house. I
Yeah.
can't go out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, like, I
But
hate
you've got like
that.
the holiday movies and stuff.
The
But I
hot
live by
the hot
myself.
chocolate.
But I live by myself. So it's
Oh, you
like,
do? Okay.
yeah, so if I'm in my apartment, just me, it's like I'm watching these holiday movies about families and shit. I'm by myself. Like, that makes me more depressed.
Nah, that shit's the best for me. Get some hot chocolate with some marshmallows.
Wait, have y'all had spiked hot chocolate?
Mm-mm.
No.
I heard about it,
What?
though.
You gotta try it. I usually do it with rum.
Ooh.
My
Are you
God.
Caribbean?
Yes.
I knew it. I already knew.
My dad is Bayesian, yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You seem like you're a resident alcohol expert right now tonight. Like,
I drink a lot. I
Fish
drank
bowls
last
and-
Friday. It was crazy.
what
I
happened?
gotta stop drinking, y'all. I
Why you say
really
that?
do. Okay, so my friend, his name was Brandon. Hi, Brandon. We had, I don't know, this is bar in Jersey City. I forgot the name of it, but they give you like these big ass beers. So we had that. Then we had like 4 LITs and 4, and then 4
That's my signature drink.
Same.
each, and
4
then
each.
4
God
each
damn,
of
look at
Jameson
him.
shots.
Eli shaking his
Exactly.
head.
It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm the only lightweight at this table. 3 LITs, I'm out.
I'm a lightweight too. Don't get
Oh.
it twisted.
What?
Nah, what? Nah.
You don't seem like it.
Bro, Bro, trust me. Like, when we was at the listening party, I had like maybe 2 little things of Henny, and I was drunk.
Ugh, see, I can't do Henny. Henny, I can't do.
Yeah.
I prefer Douce. Douce's a bit smoother. I don't know if y'all
I
had
don't think
that.
I never had it yet. I gotta
Next
try
time, I'm going to bring a bottle.
Yeah.
Yes. So you mentioned you're not in the holiday spirit. So you're not excited for
Nah,
Christmas next
I'm
week?
not, and I love. Can I curse on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I fucking love Christmas, right? But this year it's like I can't do it no more. Like, I feel like everything happened in the world, and I'm like, I'm being on Twitter. It's like there's so much shit going on.
Right.
It's like why do I need to be happy? Well, I should be happy, but like, why should we all be happy during this time when there's so much shit going on?
That's
you
true.
know?
People are distracted. They don't
Yeah.
know. That's why you're knowledgeable of what's going on. Some people
Yeah.
don't. They're in a bubble.
What's that saying called? If you're not angry, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I think the holidays are a good escape from all that madness and darkness a bit. I mean,
I
It
understand
was,
that.
it
Yeah.
was, but now that it's every day, it's like, okay,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, especially I seen an article about a school shooting. I just saw the article, but it wasn't like like promoted anywhere or trending anywhere. So I was like, damn, this is just the norm.
Yeah.
People don't even like post it anymore because it's just
We're
happening.
Yeah.
Desensitized.
That's
Yeah.
the word? Okay. Make sure I
It's
use
true
that right.
though.
Yeah.
It's very true. We're just so used to it, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
You excited for Christmas, CR?
No, not really.
Christmas.
I mean, like, I'm not even gonna lie. You know, I don't really care about the holidays as far as Christmas. I love Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's a whole different
That's
story.
a whole different
That's a whole different
story.
story.
Because of the food.
Give
You
me
know
the
what I'm
food,
saying?
bruh.
Y'all don't
Like-
cook on Christmas too? You get the same foods.
Nah, because
You're right, but Thanksgiving is different.
yeah,
I
Thanksgiving
guess.
is different.
You know?
And like this year, I'm not doing anything major. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my parents don't do anything for the holidays anymore. Like, they're really church people, and my uncle's a pastor, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna end up going to church for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, it's kind of like. Plus, I have no brothers or sisters or anything. So
Oh.
yeah, so it's like, you know, Christmas is whatever. I buy gifts for my mom, my dad, and probably my girlfriend, and then after that, it's just like, all right, well, I don't really care about getting any gifts or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to sound like, you know, down on the holidays, but yo, I don't really give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
every day's a holiday for my eyes. Like,
Okay.
you feel me?
Got it, Mr. Positive. Mr. Positive over here. All
Good
right, so
outlook, though.
For
That's a good
real.
outlook.
I guess I'm the only one excited for Christmas. I'm just so used to getting like all the gifts for Christmas. I'm an only child as well,
Okay.
so I got pretty much everything I wanted only on Christmas.
Ah.
I mean, I didn't really ask for anything. My mom asked me, she's like, "What do you want?" I'm just like, "Just books and money." And I'm hoping I
That's
get
real.
Yeah, I hope I
Books
get
and money.
Yeah, at least one of those.
Yeah. All I want is money, though. Just give me some money.
Yeah,
That's the best gift once you're an adult.
What?
Pretty
Honestly,
much.
that's
Get-
really the best gift.
Oh,
even
I
gift
want-
cards.
Yeah, gift
love gift
cards.
cards.
Give me some money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like the holidays is the only time my family really gets together. We're kind of a smaller family, so like that's kind of I appreciate that time a bit.
I understand
My
that.
family's small too. We see each other like every day. 'Cause we all live in the same town,
Right.
so
Oh, that's
I turn
cool.
around, they're right there. So it's
That's
annoying, but
You have
Oh,
siblings?
okay.
I have a half brother, but he lives in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. New Year's though, I'm excited. New Year's
Getting
Eve, I'm
drunk, I'm
excited.
assuming.
What?
Oh my God.
Yes!
Fish
You hit the
bowls
nail
and
right on the
spiked hot
head.
chocolate.
LIT shots, all that.
You have specific plans,
Ew.
or are you just winging it?
I do have a plan. I want to go to this party in New Brunswick. So
That's definitely a party town, especially Rutgers being in New Brunswick.
yeah,
It's always something going on in New Brunswick.
It's a nice town.
It's very
Do we get
nice.
invites? What's happening here? Are you just
Um,
telling us about this
You
stunt?
guys can
stunt
go.
here right
I
now?
mean, y'all
We
welcome.
gonna
I mean,
pull
there's
up.
tickets. You know, you gotta buy the tickets and stuff.
Got you.
Okay.
Got you.
Okay.
Alright.
It's VIP is 55,
Mm.
and
Wow.
general is 25.
What'd you
But
get?
it comes with dinner.
Is a cab home
Oh,
included?
nice.
No, but it comes with food and open bar and a
Oh.
champagne toast.
Woo.
Exactly. I know my events.
Okay.
What?
Bang for your buck.
I'm
Might be
telling
there.
you.
Might be a group family affair.
We should. That would be lit.
That would be
Like,
lit.
I'm outfit picked out.
Do y'all have? What are you getting for your girlfriend for Christmas?
I hope she doesn't listen to this episode.
It'll be out after Christmas.
All right, bet. So, I bought her a pair of sneakers, some nice dope ass Under Armour joints. Cause she doesn't like, you know, she's one of those people who don't like monopolies, so she doesn't really try to go for like Nikes or Adidas or anything
respect
like
it.
that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's a real conscious person when it comes to that. So I was like,
She's
what-
dating conscious rap.
Yeah, so it makes sense, right? So I'm like, what would be the perfect? And I know she likes underwear brand, so I was just like, all right, did I say underwear? Under Armour.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Under Armour. Yeah, she likes Under Armour brand, so I got her that. And then my friend Pam has a mom who does a lot of like jewelry and stuff. So I bought her a nice little bracelet. One of her favorite colors is orange, and it has a little crown on it, you know, cause she's my queen.
Oh, that's
So
cute.
yeah, and I'm not even gonna tell her that. I'm just gonna put it in the shoe and then put it inside the box and then let her unwrap it, and then she's gonna be like, oh my God, there's a bracelet.
Oh, you creative.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so cute.
Do you have anyone in your life
No.
that's getting it? No.
No. We had this discussion last. Oh, I'm sorry. We had this discussion last time.
But that was 2 months ago, so I thought things may have changed.
Things could have changed.
No.
Things definitely
I
could
mean,
have
I'm
changed.
talking to somebody, but it's not like boyfriend girlfriend thing, you know?
So still like the getting to know them phase.
Yeah.
He's got to get you a Christmas present during this time. That's like
I don't expect that though.
I think
I like
he
that.
should. I think
You know?
he should.
I like
though.
that you think like
Because
that.
then I have to give him something, and we not there yet.
No,
I
I think
respect that,
I just think
though.
as the holidays, you should. It's all about that giving gifts. I feel so. I feel he should do that for you.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's only been like a couple of weeks, so
All weeks.
yeah.
Where'd you
I'm
meet?
not. We have mutual friends. He went to this college. Oh, what's that college name? starts with a C, but we have mutual friends. We met through that kind of way.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool.
Hopefully, something could blossom from that, and 2 months from now, you could tell us you're in a
I
relationship.
get the vibe that that's not your priority right now.
No, of course.
I can tell. That's why I'm just like, because you're pretty. If you wanted a man, you could get
thank
one.
you.
Yeah, like.
I mean, listen,
I
what
agree.
did we had discussion last time? Remember, my friend was here.
Yes.
I mean, no offense, but men ain't shit. You know.
Oh, Lord.
We're still not shade 2 months
Lord.
later.
She's one of those.
We haven't gotten any better.
Oh, Lord.
Damn.
Not all men.
Not
is shit.
all men.
No, I agree with
Obviously,
that.
you guys
Yeah,
are.
but
not
certain.
all
Yeah,
men.
I'm not gonna lie. Niggas ain't shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
I ain't gonna
Grimy.
lie, bro.
Thank
Yeah.
Niggas really ain't shit,
I'm
bro.
saying.
We're a rare breed.
Yeah, we're definitely something different.
We something
I'm
different.
saying.
We
From
be
a
doing
different
like
cloth.
fucked up shit and then getting mad at the girl for catching us. Like when they try to call us out on it.
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
I don't know.
Why?
I think it's a male ego thing.
Just don't do fucked up shit.
Yeah, but don't catch me. I guess that's the
You
dude's
know what?
that's the dude's mentality. I guess I don't know
I'm done.
when they get upset. I'm excited for Christmas too because it's the first Christmas I'm spending with my girlfriend, like together.
Uh-huh.
I got her a few gifts. Got her some Fenty makeup. Some
Yes, you got the highlighter.
yeah, the Kat Von D.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Come through.
She's like obsessed with pandas, so I got her some nice panda slippers, you know, to wear around the house.
Cute.
And I'm gonna write her a little letter, a little love note.
Ooh.
It's
Okay,
gonna be-
Romantic.
see?
yeah. Hopefully she doesn't tear it up immediately, but we'll see.
Why would she tear it up?
It might be bad. My handwriting's bad. Yo, you know what I realized?
What?
Typing so much, I feel like my handwriting has gotten like a bit worse. I don't know if that's anyone else can relate to that, but since you type so much, like I feel like it's been so long since I held a pencil, you know? So
Oh, I can see that happening.
it feels a bit weird writing.
Women like good penmanship. I know my girl
It's
loves
true.
that. Yeah, she
Yeah.
likes good penmanship because I write chicken scratch. She's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my bad, babe. But I write good in cursive though.
We appreciate good
Yeah,
penmanship from a man.
yeah.
Yeah?
Because it shows that you take your time with things.
Yes. You know.
Yeah.
Ciara.
He know.
Come on.
I understand women.
He know.
Okay. What else? Any goals for 2019 in particular?
A lot. Like I have like personal goals. Like for example, I need to be more selfish with my time.
Mm-hmm.
Saying no.
Mm-hmm.
I told my friend about this too. Being more aggressive. Just stuff like that. Like just and then I told myself I want to do something new each month. So next month I'm going to a comedy show.
Oh, nice.
And then February maybe rock climbing. We'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's tough.
You know,
Yeah.
just something new each month. I might, hopefully I like it. We'll see what happens.
Graduate to skydiving eventually, or is that like a no-no?
That
'Cause you
might
gotta
be a
keep going
no-no.
up.
But I might get a tattoo.
Oh, you have none.
Oh.
I have
Wow.
none. I might get one.
It has to count. It has to
I'm
be something
definitely
very
getting
personal.
tatted this year. I'm down with that.
You have any?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I'm definitely getting something this year.
I want to get one this year. I've been saying it for like 5 years.
Me too.
It's gonna hurt. If y'all
I
assault,
know.
it's gonna hurt.
My friend says it feels like a knife is on you.
But I heard
For hours,
But I heard
depending on
that
what
they
you
have
get.
numbing cream though that they can use when they're giving you tattoos.
I'm gonna request
I
that.
think
I'm
so.
definitely requesting that.
Yeah.
Take me some Z-Quil.
You
knock the
feel
fuck
me?
out.
Yeah, get some headphones in, you'll be good.
Yeah.
What about on the like professional front with your podcast and all that? How's that been actually too? Like,
It's been good. I just stopped. Not didn't stop it, but I put a pause in season 4 for a minute because I wanted to continue figure out the next episodes. So I have a few more coming now. Continue with that. Get more listeners, more subscribers, more guests, and just fall in love with it each and every time I do it.
still didn't get my invite to the show 2 months later, by the way.
Listen.
Just saying. Just
Shade.
saying.
No, I'm doing it in January. I'm starting in January, so you can come on again.
Gotcha.
I had to
you.
pause that for a minute. You can be on it too.
I'm with it. Yeah,
Yes,
of course.
It's called What a Man Wants. He could be on it over there.
Oh man, that sounds great.
Bring some more spaghetti for everybody else though. Like, you gotta
That's
share,
what I
man.
smell
And,
in here.
and yo,
Yeah.
and not for
Pizza.
nothing, yo, he cleaned that shit fast, yo. It was full when we got in here, bro. We've been recording for like 10 minutes.
It's been a long day. It's been a long Tuesday.
I
That's
thought it
what's
was
up.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Went home hungry. That's crazy.
What about you, Ciara? 2019 goals?
Um,
Name a few.
All right, a few things. Well, for sure, I'm definitely gonna be having different campaigns for my album. Like one of the first songs that I want to start pushing as far as videos and stuff is for 10 Toes Down. We're just gonna be doing that all year. For like next year and a half, we're gonna be pushing Love, Peace, and Beats. But one of the special things I want to do next year is I want to start a nonprofit called Ill Civilians, and I want it to be, for mental health. Now,
nice.
yes, yeah, because we're both advocates for mental health, and I have personal connections with mental health. I went to school for psychology. Like, I love the mind. I love people. I love personalities. And one of the biggest things, especially in our generation, is that people are just so afraid of the stigma behind mental health, especially males.
Yep.
Like, guys are, because of societal standards, we're supposed to not be sensitive. We're supposed to not be able to express our emotions. But you know what happens when we have those type of males? We end up with assholes like Donald Trump. We end
Pretty
up
much.
with, with people who are, in domestic violent situations, because these are men that don't know how to deal with their emotions. And it's so important, because without that, that's when you end up having such a pathological way of approaching life.
Toxic masculinity.
Exactly. And hyper masculinity too, because everything's gay, and it's just like, if you really break stuff down, it's just like, what does this have to do about your sexual preference? You know what I'm saying?
I saw a post like that. It was like how black men can dominate gymnastics, but they deem it as too gay. Which I don't understand
so
at all.
silly.
Like, I really don't
It's
understand.
so silly. You know how you gotta be in shape to do gymnastics.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta really train. Like, I don't know.
And gay men can be in shape and do gymnastics.
Yeah.
Like,
I was talking about this on the last episode I did last week with author Joel L. Daniels, and we were speaking about that, and I was saying, my point was, it starts at home, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to break that mentality when it's ingrained in your life. So what do you guys think? How do we start to break that mold, like, in people's personalities, like, or
well, I can't speak on men, so you got that.
It is hard because, like, especially because I can say, like, me, I'm Haitian, so I grew up in a Caribbean household, but luckily my father's not really hyper masculine. You know what I'm saying? But I've definitely had friends who grew up in a hyper masculine household, and I guess it's hard to break people out of that mentality, because it's like, they're going to feel awkward doing certain things and talking about certain things. The only thing I can say is to just do it and expose them more to it, so they can become desensitized to it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only approach, really, is to just get used to seeing, a guy kissing another guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be normal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people. You know what I'm saying? These are other human beings.
If you can't change it, just accept it.
Just
It's what the world is.
You don't have
learn about those communities too.
Yeah, learn more, get involved. And you know what really helped me, like, because I always was a liberal person, but what really made me become liberal was learning how they were people in the LGBTQ community are terrorized every day. And it breaks my fucking heart, yo, because it's just like, yo, these are regular people. Like, the same way we feel when we see a bad chick, she look good, you can't help that. It's a physiological response. There are people who are attracted to their same sex that same way. They are just being themselves, and they're getting terrorized for being themselves. That's so fucked up, bro. Like, to me, I really empathize with that, because it's just like, yo, imagine if being straight was bad. I would be fucked over. You know what I'm saying? I love women so much. Like, it would be, but because it's accepted by society, I don't have to worry about being shamed for it. But it's just like, can you imagine that? Like, to me, it's just like, yo, I couldn't imagine being afraid to just be myself, yo.
Right. With the same passion that we go about with, like, unarmed black man getting killed, we should, like,
have that same passion.
have that same energy for people, like, people with who are homosexual and identify as gay or whatever. Like, we just protect each other and just be for each other.
I agree. I agree 100%.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially with transgenders too. Like, we gotta be.
Oh yeah, they got it bad.
They got it. I think they got it a little worse than like
way
lesbians
worse.
or gays, because it's like people are really they're on guard and just so defensive when it comes to transgenders, and it's just like, yo, I look at you as a person. I judge you by your intelligence and your personality. I don't care what color you are, what race, what your sexual preference is. What you do on your sexual time has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
I really don't care.
I'm curious if, like, these should be, like, these classes should be classes for them in, like, schools nowadays, like, to educate people.
I'm MSU at Montclair State. There are classes like that, and I used to be a peer mentor for the LGBTQ community in the center and everything like that. So we used to learn about transgender and how like people who are being killed because of their because
Yes,
they're transgender,
being
and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that if we learn about that community and we try to understand them and work with them, then we'll eventually all I accept them, but people will all accept them. You know.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think that's what anything is: exposure, and willing to understand. Because once you understand and you can empathize, you kind of see the humanity behind it. And I think that's what people need. They need to look at, people who are part of this community as just regular people.
Exactly.
Right.
Because you look at them as whatever it is. They might be gay or lesbian first. Then you see them as a person. No, see them as a person first. You know what I'm saying?
Just like how they see us as black first.
Yes, they see you as black first.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You're definitely missing out on some good people.
Yes.
I feel at the end of the day,
Definitely
like,
missing on.
Exactly.
You
Yo,
can be meeting out. Like, you could be missing out on your best friend.
yeah,
That's what I'm
honestly,
saying.
you never know.
Yeah.
Like I tell you right now, bro. Like gay people are funny as fuck, bro. Like they make me laugh.
The gay
son.
black dudes are the funniest.
They're funny as hell. I
I ain't gonna lie.
Son.
In my experiences with ones I know that are my friends, they're kind of extra rude, but it's funny at the same time.
It's
Like
funny.
I appreciate it.
It's funny, bro. I could appreciate it too. It's not a big deal for me, yo.
Right. As far as going back to goals for 2019, I think I need to do a better job of taking care of myself mentally.
Okay.
Sometimes I just check out and accept my circumstances and accept my depression. I feel like I need to do more things like this podcast and like my writing to get out of those modes and fight through it rather than just accept it.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should do that, actually. I hope to have my first book out and published next year.
Oh, nice.
Almost done, I think. I think I'm getting to that point where I'm almost done to release
Did you get a title for it yet?
I have the title. I have the cover in mind. I have the photographer I want to take a picture of.
What
the
is
cover.
it about?
I'm calling it a personal dictionary.
Oh, okay.
So each chapter is a word, and underneath the word, it'll have the actual definition. Then it'll have my definition, and then below that, it'll have like my experiences with that word or my thoughts on that word.
Oh, that's
I like that.
nice.
I
I
like
like
that.
that.
Thank
I
you.
have to get that.
Thank
I
you.
definitely will read that.
I'm definitely charging y'all though.
Of
Okay.
course,
like-
I'll buy
it's like
it.
not-
Yeah,
That's
It's like,
how
nah,
you
it's like, nah.
support.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
you
Nah.
support. I'm not gonna be like, yo, Jen, let me get that book on the low. Let me get it for free.
Like,
Like,
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with my goals.
cool.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Hopefully 2019 is good for all of us. I
I
really
hope so too.
I believe it
because
will.
What? 2018 was crap.
Could you put like a number rating on 2018 out of 10 for you?
Maybe a 5.3.
5.3.
That's a low.
It's
What's
low.
what happened?
Damn.
Like it was just crap. Like not even like personally, just in the world, just
And it just affected you?
It
Yeah.
affected, yeah, you know.
Yeah. What about you?
Understand.
Number rating?
Honestly, all right, yeah, this was a great year for me. Like 2018, I would give it like an 8.5.
Okay, that's high.
That's pretty high, right? It wasn't perfect. Like some bullshit definitely happened, but like overall, like I've made so many more connections in my industry.
Same.
As far as like artists, podcasters, just great people. I've been meeting so many great people this year, and these are people that I know I can build with, and like I can tell later on in my career we're probably gonna see each other at a reward show. Yeah, we're gonna be
He gets into existence.
yeah, like that's really like the type of year that it's been. And it's been a lot of hard work at the same time, just developing my sound and getting this album done, and just pushing my company. There was a lot of ups and downs, but honestly, I've learned so much and I gained a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ending the year with a bang. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like I got a personal trainer now. I mean, in the last 10 days, I lost 7 pounds.
Oh,
congrats,
shit.
On God.
okay.
On God.
See y'all with the cardio?
On God. Yo, straight proteins and greens, bro, because I cook. So I be doing my grilled chicken.
All right, don't
my
try to
steak.
stunt on people who can't cook now.
I'm
Come
just
on now.
saying, though, it's a valuable skill if you're trying to stay in shape, because it's
That's a
all
fact.
about nutrition, bro.
Yeah.
All about nutrition. I have so much energy. Yo, I'm feeling good.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I probably put it 8.5 for my year too. November was kind of rough. November, early December's kind of been a bit rough, like
I
mentally.
remember that. I remember that.
I definitely lost a few people I consider friends, and that was kind of a rough experience.
happens.
Because being an only child, that's like who I'm connected to the most, your friends, right?
Yeah.
But having to let them go has been a weird adjustment. But like you, I met a lot of new people recently, connected with some really good people. So I guess that's like the trade-off, like losing your old friends, getting new friends, and I'm definitely appreciative of that.
I always say it's the universe doing its maintenance.
Exactly.
sure.
That's exactly how I look at it, because when I run into somebody and our energies don't mix, I don't get mad. You know what
them
I'm
off.
saying? I just be like, you know what? That's all right. Now I know you're not for me.
It wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be. So now I got space for people that's really going to be here for me.
Right.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you said that to
And
me.
you're a Cancer.
No.
You're a Leo?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like here with it. I'm
All
like,
right,
yes.
you peeped. All right.
Wait,
all right, all right.
you said it to each other when y'all met?
No, I remember him saying he was a Leo one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, everything he's saying, I'm like, yes, like you're in my head right now.
You're
Like,
July 20 what?
4th.
24? Okay, I'm August 5th.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know anything about Leos other than,
We're
I guess,
amazing.
other than my experiences with you guys, like, that's all I know.
That's all you gotta know. We're
That's all you
amazing.
gotta know.
That's it.
I'm a Libra if anybody cares.
All my best
One
friends.
of my best friends is a Libra. I get along with Libras.
Yeah.
Okay, here we clearly.
Yes,
Clearly.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. I got a few topics I wanted to get into.
Let's get into it.
I kind of wanted your opinion specifically on this first topic,
Oh gosh.
the whole Offset and Cardi B situation. He caught cheating, or
He
he
sure did.
through social media,
Mm-hmm.
and he pulled up to her at Rolling Loud, I believe, and
Was that her? Like that was her set.
that was
right?
her. She was the headliner, the first
Mhm.
like full, yeah,
Mm.
first female headliner. I think at Rolling Loud. I think I'm not sure. I think that's what I saw. And people are deeming that as like abusive behavior, like that, just that whole act of him interrupting her work to try to get her back. Like,
Yeah.
do you agree with that?
Okay. I think it's bullshit. I don't know if it's abusive, but I think it is harassment. You know, like he shouldn't be doing all that. Like, first of all, you shouldn't be cheating in the first place. And everybody rallying behind him saying, take him back, take him back. No, don't take him back. I don't. First of all, I don't think they should have been together in the first place. I don't think they should have had that baby. She's at the prime of her career. She doesn't need all that stress right now. So, but I don't know. Like half of me does not care at all because it's not my kind of space to talk about that because that's her narrative and their story. But
Right.
I don't know. He's an asshole for cheating, and I don't think she should take him back like at all. But that's just me. You know?
I agree, but
agree, too.
I mean, at the same time, people do make mistakes.
Okay, but how many mistakes?
That's what I'm
though?
saying.
I don't know how many times you cheat on her. I don't know.
I think it's been a lot of times.
Oh, okay, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
By
That's what I'm
Offset.
saying, like,
You
I
know,
feel,
since they got
yeah,
married,
since
it's
they
been
got-
like-
Yeah, the fact that they're married and have a kid is why the only reason I would try to
Exactly.
at least try to work things out. Maybe a co-parenting thing.
But at the same time,
least.
their relationship was microwaved.
Yes.
It happened so fast. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you can't make a genuine connection with somebody where you can be like, yo, I'm going to be with this person and dedicate myself to them for the rest of my life in that short period of time.
And she's only 26.
That's
like,
what I'm
she's
saying.
young.
Me
I
and
think
her the
Offset
same
is 26
age.
too, yeah. Or
They're
27.
mad young, and
Yeah.
you guys are in the prime of your lives and your prime of your
Yes.
career. I think
No.
they really got caught up in the fact that they're both celebrities. They got money,
Yeah.
and on top of that, everybody was hyping their relationship up,
And they
Yeah.
rushed it.
and they rushed it.
like, why?
Why rush it? They should have just kept dating,
Yo,
taking
Rich,
their time.
you know?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
they should have been best friends, if anything,
And-
before
yeah.
they got married. You know what I'm
Dating
saying?
a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I
Dates
think.
here and there, not married.
He wasn't ready for that.
No.
And I think it's not her fault at all. I'm not blaming Cardi at all. But
No.
at the same time, it's like she should have known what type of man he was. You know what I'm saying?
What type of
Yeah.
man is he?
I think he's the type of guy who's living his life right now. He's chilling. He's out here, he's amigo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Offset,
Yeah.
Quavo, like, Takeoff, like, they out here, bruh. You know
I'm
what
playing
I'm
devil's
saying?
advocate. I agree with what you're saying.
You know what I'm
but,
saying?
yeah.
Because the same qualities that attracted her to him
yeah.
could have been the same qualities that would have been red flags.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's real. I think she knows what, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she doesn't know what a good man is supposed to be like. I mean, I don't know what her
I
dating
think so,
experience
too,
was.
yeah.
You know what I'm
think
saying?
so,
So that
too.
could be it too. Maybe maybe he's done things for her that she's never had done before, and that's what made her give it all a chance.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I mean, she
And
was a
that's
stripper.
toxic.
Yeah, she was a
Mhm.
stripper. So I imagine you're not meeting any good guys in the strip club.
Right.
So
Well, you never know.
You never
I wouldn't know, but you never know.
I doubt it.
I'm sure it's a
I
small
doubt it.
percentage of
A
them.
very small.
Very
percentage.
small.
The time I went to the strip club, I was probably the only good guy in there. I feel bad for her at the end of the day. She's 6 months
Yeah.
post-mortem. Like, she just had that baby, and now you got this shit. And
Mhm.
the fact you have the camera and all these cameras in your life, like,
And why is she always posting about it? Like,
I
relax.
think for
I think
her,
that's like her label, probably.
I think
I
for her
guess,
that's her
but-
way of venting
Mm.
and getting it out, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but Cardi B lost mad weight. And I
No,
think
I didn't
she's
notice.
I think she's depressed. I think she's suffering from
She's
postpartum depression.
spoken openly about her depression.
Yeah, she's
But
she's
people
going
ignore
through
it due to
And people
antics.
ignore it because they're so caught up in the hype of her character and who she is,
Yeah.
as a celebrity. But
they
it's
expect her to be this hood oh, I'm from the Bronx. All this
Yeah,
stuff.
all the
Yeah.
time. But
You
it's
know?
like, nah, bro, she's a person.
Yeah.
Person.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she has a child in this world with a father that's really not setting the best example right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gotta be hard. And like, I know personally, because my mother suffered from postpartum depression, and it eventually turned to a chronic depressive episode. So it's like, in that period of time after a woman has their baby, that guy who she had him with, her husband, boyfriend, whatever, it's super crucial that he's there to support her,
Yeah.
let alone not cheat. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
I think it's also heightened that you're a celebrity too. That you have all these negative
Yes.
comments and all these
Yes.
Opinions,
publications
yeah.
after
she
you.
needs support.
Yeah.
So when you do that, yo, I can only imagine the pain she's feeling. I can only imagine.
I feel terrible. Like
Yeah.
I feel really, really bad. And so I open up a question to the room. Is there any way you could go back with someone after they cheated on you?
No.
I'm
Is it just
sorry.
one and done?
I can say
It's one
maybe
and
I
done
can
for me.
hopefully forgive you as a human, but I will never be in a relationship with you again.
Exactly.
I'll never take you on that level. Like I won't wish any. It depends too how bad you cheat on me too, because I can't say that I'm not gonna hate you.
Yeah.
Like it depends. Like if you slept with like my best friend or my
Oh, it's a
cousin, I can't
wrap.
say I'm not gonna hate you. Like I'm not gonna like, because we're Leos and we're kind of vengeful. You know what I'm saying?
We
So
are.
we are. Like
Let
I
me not
can't-
fuck y'all over then.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that shit hurts,
Yeah.
bruh. And I can't just be like, people make mistakes. Like, no, fuck
And I'm
that.
big on trust. If you mess that up, it's a wrap.
It's a
for
wrap.
you.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a wrap. I'm a one and done type of person when it
Yeah.
comes with that. Once you
Me
do
too.
that, you show me who you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna fuck with you. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Can't.
I mean, I was kind of quiet for most of that, but in high school, I did do that. One of my girls, my ex-girlfriend at the time in high school, she did cheat with a friend of mine. And at that time, I just felt like I couldn't do better or do anything else after that.
I understand.
So I guess that's where I was at with it now. But I mean, back then, but now I'm just like, fuck that. Fuck you.
Yeah,
like, I don't
man.
need you if you do that.
Because you know your self-worth. You know what you're worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can find a beautiful person who can stay loyal to you. Like, they exist.
Yeah.
That's the thing, especially like because I have a lot of female cousins, and like they always come to me with their relationships and stuff, and I be like trying to tell them like, yo, you're mad young. You realize you're gonna meet a lot of other people
Yes.
in your life. You don't have to settle for this guy who's treating you like shit
When you're
just
in
because
the-
he was your first.
When this shit feels good in the moment, it's like hard to see
It
anything
is.
after that. you
It's
know?
true that, and I can't. Not acknowledge that because that's 100% true. When you're in that, it's kind of like a drug. Like love is a drug.
It is a drug.
It's a
yeah.
drug. You know what I'm saying? When
And
people are
you get
hot,
and you get addicted.
you get addicted,
You
and when you
know?
know that person that gets you that fix, you just can't let them go. So I could get that, but I don't know.
This is a sign. I could see the Libra like sparks like connecting. Like every time you guys,
Leo?
yeah, the Leo spark.
Right, I
Every
peeped
time
that
you
too, I'm
guys say
like,
anything, it's like you guys are literally on the same. You guys are literally on the same wavelength right now. Like I'm just a fly on the wall. But prayers to Cardi B.
Yeah.
No, I
Offset.
hope she's gonna do well. I really do. I don't want them to get back together, but I hope she's well. with herself.
I just
I can
hope-
see her getting back. She's a Libra too. She's like real emotional. So I could see her just being like, you know what? Let's make it work.
I
one more
think they
time.
should be co-parent and they should be
That's it.
friends.
That's it.
I say forgive him and be friends with him, but don't be in a relationship with that
No.
man. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the father of your child, you have to have a relationship with him in some way, but it shouldn't be like a romantic relationship. I think they should be friends and just move forward and both contribute to their daughter's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to be together. I don't think that's a good
They're
idea.
not compatible.
No.
Right.
It's just not working.
More of the story: dudes, don't cheat on your girl. Don't
Oh.
don't rush
And
into
girls don't
relationships.
cheat either.
Yeah, don't. Because it goes
Just
both
nobody
ways.
cheat,
Nobody
yeah.
cheat. Just
Yeah.
stay low. And if you want to do your damn thing, just be single or find somebody who's okay with an open relationship. They
Exactly.
exist.
I don't like how people are normalizing cheating too. Like if it happens, it happens. Like
It's
that's
a horrible
but
way.
no.
It's a horrible way of
Don't
looking at it.
cheat.
I see cheating for different between men and women. I see men cheating for like an ego thing,
Mm-hmm.
and women cheating for like a, I guess, emo, like they're depressed, like you're doing it as like a revenge, like out of spite tactic. Like I don't know if you guys agree with that at all.
I kind of.
I mean,
agree
I'm
with
sure
that
there's
to an
women out there
extent.
who probably cheat not for ego, but like just to do it.
Just to
but-
get it, yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on the type of person. I think generally speaking, you could say that. I think, like, well, when I studied psychology, they said that men cheat because of opportunity,
Yeah.
and women are more strategic. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like when women cheat, it's more deliberate. For guys, it's like, oh well, it's right here. You
Might as
know,
well
I
do
might
it.
as well
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
That's crazy.
That's what they
It's
said.
sick.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
sick.
so easy to be faithful. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I was gonna ask you like, what did your class say about monogamy then? Like,
They said it's unnatural.
oh,
it's unnatural by nature.
Okay.
But at the same time, because
We evolved.
we evolved and we have morality and we have logic,
Yeah.
we've became able to be in a monogamous relationship. But if you're going by by just pure nature, like it's not a natural way for like men. We're genetically wired to be polygamous. Like we're like, for example, like most guys are really attracted to a woman has wide hips, big boobs, nice little butt. And we're just like, oh, that looks good. But genetically and like biologically, we're attracted to that because those are symbols of her being fertile. And as guys, we want to procreate. Like, sex isn't just for pleasure. We're really supposed to be using it just to procreate.
Yeah.
But that's what's going on subconsciously in your mind when you see an attractive woman. It's because she's looking healthy and fertile. That's why we're attracted to healthy people, because they're more likely to be able to bear children or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's more likely for you to want to mate with that person.
Right.
So we're literally just genetically wired to be that way. That's why it's like, as a guy, you have to find that discipline and find a reason beyond your, just looks to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? Because, if you're just basing it off like, oh, I could be loyal to her because she fine as hell, like that ain't going to work, because you're going to find another girl who's fine as hell. Then you're going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to find something outside of that. I feel like you just got to have the right morals, and you got to want to be that person. You can't force a man to be loyal. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? He's got to want to be loyal. And I promise you, like, a man who really wants to be loyal is going to prove that to you. But a nigga that's not really, like, about that, you can't force him, yo.
Yeah.
You can't force him.
You
Just
sure
look.
can't.
You can't, yo.
I wonder if Offset used that as an excuse, like when he cheated, like I'm just genetically wired this way. Like,
Probably did. I wouldn't
Something.
put it past
Right?
him.
and what he did his apology on Instagram sound like he was out of breath, like he just got done
off
cheating,
stage.
like he literally just got done cheating. It's like, yo, let me make this video right quick.
Hey, yo.
And why does everything have to be on social media? Like
don't know.
apologies, like personal
That's
life.
what makes it worse.
That's what makes it way worse, because now you're opening it up to everybody to have an
Everyone
opinion.
can see it.
And it's not genuine to me.
not
Exactly.
genuine.
It's not
It's
genuine.
not. You're doing it for the
There's no
for the
love
views.
there.
Yeah.
It's just for likes.
I agree.
So is that like a goal for you guys to be completely monogamous, like marriage one day, kids? You?
Yes. Just okay. People be like rushing it. Like my mom's like, "When you getting married? When you having kids? Let me get some grandbabies."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hold up. Let me establish myself in my career
Yes.
first." You
Yeah.
know. But marriage, yeah, I would like to get married and have like 2 kids. We'll see what happens. I'm not in a rush.
Big church and full
No, I want to have
family.
destination wedding on the beach.
I'm going to a destination wedding in July. My best friend, he's
Yeah?
he's getting married in Dominican Republic.
Ooh.
Yeah, for first time going out the
Fancy.
country. I already paid for it. Me and my girl, we going.
Wow.
If it ain't open bar, I
and
don't
you
want
got
to
a
go.
date, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's open bar.
Yes. They're doing that at a resort, so it's like everything included, like unlimited food,
Oh,
unlimited
wow.
drinks. Yeah,
That's lit.
That's lit.
yeah. It's gonna be dope.
I think I'm still torn between the whole marriage thing. I don't know. I mean, I definitely want kids, but marriage, I don't know. I'm
Does
kind
it
of
scare you?
no. I guess because I've never seen like a real like I never grew up with like both my parents, just my mom.
okay.
So I've never seen like I guess true love in front of me for like a
I haven't
longer amount of
either.
time.
Right.
So I guess I don't know, because not having an example, maybe that's the reason why. But the idea is cool, the concept's cool. Prenups don't really appeal to me at all or anything like that. But I don't know. We'll see.
It's funny. All right, so for me, I know I definitely want to be married, right? And like the reason
Your girl's
I
listening. Is that why you're saying
no,
that?
no. Even before I met her, because look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lover boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I always been the one in a relationship. I had a lot of girlfriends though. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
excuse me?
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of
Stunting
girlfriends.
again,
I'm
like-
not trying to stunt. I don't
Like-
think that's a good thing though, because I never been in a long-term relationship until I met my girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
Before her, the longest relationship I had was 8 months, and that ain't nothing. I done had girlfriends for 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it just wouldn't work. But the reason for that being is because it's like so much easier to focus on my self-development as a man when I have one woman to worry about. You know what I'm saying? I
fact.
only have to worry about her needs, make sure she's good. After that, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like I can focus on my career, my music, my family. Like there's so many other things beyond like a relationship to do on this earth.
Yeah.
And that's why it's just like she has that same mentality. Like she wants to live, she wants to travel, she wants to do stuff.
And I like that. I hate couples that are all up under each other like that. Like,
Right. If
me
you
and my
can't-
girl are not like that.
If you can't maintain your independence, like through a relationship, it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna
Exactly.
work. Like for me, I totally trust her. Like she's the type of person, and she's inspired me because she's so comfortable with herself. She can go on a vacation by herself. And like literally just like go to a restaurant, go to a football game, go to a museum and have a ball just by herself. Like she's that type of person. And I respect that because now it's like, yo, you know
wow,
what?
you can tell you in love right now. You can sell it.
Yo,
Everybody says that.
At the listening party, he didn't leave her side until it was time to work.
Oh, that's so
I
cute.
So it's
can't
time to
help
work.
it. I'm a lover boy. I admit it.
Yeah.
But as far as kids, so this past week, I had an experience that changed my life.
What?
Pregnancy scare?
Hell fucking no.
Oh.
Excuse me. No, I'm not ready. But she's not ready either. But nah, so one of my best friends, him and his girl, they went out to LA to celebrate her birthday, and they have 2 kids at home. One's 11 and one is 4. So they needed somebody to watch them for a week.
A week?
1 week.
Oh,
I thought these kids were your cousins when you told me you were busy.
No, they're my I call them my nephews because like my best friend is really like my brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're like my nephews. They call me Uncle Rod and everything. So I stayed at his apartment for a week, and I was a single father, guys.
For that 1 week.
For that 1 week,
That's crazy.
I took them to basketball games, basketball practice. I helped with homework. I gave the 4-year-old every night, had to make sure he had to take a bath, get him dressed. And yo, I give so much props to parents
Yeah.
because I don't think people really understand how much it takes to raise a child. And these weren't infants; these were like kids, right? Can you imagine from a baby, to 18, all of that? Like your entire
Even past that, too.
even past that, because once you come home, because I had to realize I had to do everything before they got out of school. Once they get out of school, my day's over. Like, I can't really go anywhere because they got to be, I got to help them with the homework, make sure they take their shower, got to
get
cook
to
them
bed,
dinner,
yeah.
and then I got to get them to bed so they can wake up the next morning. So I can't go anywhere, and I can't leave them in the house. So it's like I had to do everything before then. And then it was just like, yo, I was just imagining how it would be doing this for like 20 years. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like one thing about having kids is that if you're a good parent, you're going to have to dedicate your life to making sure they're good and nurturing their future. And I feel like that's a big responsibility. And I'm honestly not in a position to do that right now. I'm selfish right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm selfish right now. I'm all
Yeah.
about me,
Word.
and I'm making sure I'm good right now because that's what's easy. It's easy to take care of me right now. Not to say I don't care about my friends and my family, because I do, but they're adults. They can take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? They don't need me to check up on them and make sure they take a shower. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
for the kid, it's literally like, not to compare them to animals, but it's like having a pet. And you gotta really...
that can talk.
yeah,
and
that can talk and
disobey you.
cry every
Cry.
night. Like, yo,
Yeah.
He was crying every night.
every day he would cry about something.
He wasn't
The
on your
little
job,
ones.
man.
No, it wasn't my fault because he would miss his mom, which is understandable.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And he would FaceTime his mom, and he'd be like, "Mommy, you coming home today?" And then she would be like,
Aw.
"No, I'm not coming today, but Mommy, I want you to come today." And it'd be like, "Yo, he's so sad right now," and it's just nothing you can do. He misses his mom, and then I don't know if I handled this right, but one time I just sat him down and said, "Look, I gotta tell you something." Right? I was like, "Look, your mom's not coming home. All right, she's not coming home until the weekend. All right, it's just gonna be me, you, your brother. I need you to be strong. I
Yeah.
need you to just wait and be patient. Your mom is coming back, but not today."
Yeah.
And he just, he understood it. He said, "Yeah," but he's still a 4-year-old, so he's still missing his mom's.
Yeah.
He was happy
He's
when you
still a
walked out the
baby.
door.
Nah, bro, I'm not
He
gonna
was
say it like
gone.
that.
He was like, yes.
But
No
at the
more
same
Uncle Ralph.
time, like, right, I just named those aspects of it, but I did love the bonding that we had. Because one time I came home a little late, and the older one has a key to the apartment,
Yeah.
so he went upstairs, and I came in like 20 minutes after they came back from school. I opened the door. He's doing his homework.
The
little
11-year-old?
one, the 11-year-old was doing his homework. The 4-year-old, he doesn't get homework. But he was on his iPad, just quiet. The no TV was on. Nobody was crying. Nobody was fighting. I was just like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
They're so, because they were well raised. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, they did a good job with them, because he could have been way worse. Like I said, the only bad thing was the crying. Like, it was hard to deal with the crying for me. But besides that, they were really good kids. But it was just like, yo, I know that I need to work on things for myself as far as the patience and the tolerance. Patience is the key.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to remain patient especially when you recognize your own talent.
Yeah.
You know how good you are.
Yeah.
It's hard to be patient with your journey.
That's true.
But it sounds like you like reassured yourself, like, yeah, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm never gonna have kids because
just not right now.
Just not right now. And I think that's good. That's because my girl's the same way. Like, I was more ready. When we first started dating, I was like, yeah, I definitely want kids. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, we gotta make that happen one day. And then she was like, I don't know, because she had more experience with that. Because she grew up with a best friend who had a kid at 16, so she's seen that. She had her sister had her nephew, so she had more experience with children.
Yeah.
Like me, I used to babysit my little cousins, but that was easy. It was nothing, you know what I'm saying? But for her, she had more experience, bringing kids up and stuff. Yeah. So for me, it was just like one day, but definitely not 2 days.
Yeah. I feel like, 'cause I don't even like holding babies. Like, do not give me a baby to hold. Like, I'm awkward with it. Like, awkward. No.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And I want to skip to the phase, like, if I have a kid, to skip to the phase where they're like, they can talk and they can understand what I'm saying and actually be receptive. Not the crying and the 4 a.m.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Give me my bottle. Like, nah.
I'm the same way.
Skip to like age 6 and I'll be good.
Where
like,
you have a personality. You can talk. You're not just a whole blob of flesh.
You're a person. Yeah, you're a person.
You're a person.
The person comes with attitude, too.
That's true, too.
So,
that's definitely true.
If only. Speaking of someone with an attitude, Kanye was going off on a little rant.
Tell me about that.
He was firing out some tweets saying, I got a few tweets right here.
about Drake, right?
He is, yeah.
That was crazy.
Saying Drake threatened his life and his family.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that.
I have a few of the tweets right here.
I feel like sometimes Kanye West is so dramatic. That's why I'm laughing.
I
feel like he's OD dramatic.
I can't imagine Drake threatening.
What? He's the nicest guy in the industry.
Have you ever seen this Sprite commercial with Drake where like his body's coming apart after he drinks a Sprite? That's all I think about is like Drake. Like Drake is the nicest guy. He drinks Sprite. He does Sprite commercials.
He's chilling.
He's mad chill.
Can we agree that Kanye has gone off the deep end, like officially?
Yes.
I mean, it's been a while,
agree.
But yeah.
Please tell me. I want to hear these tweets. Please.
I have him right here.
Oh God.
Drake just called and asked to oh no, this is a fake. That's fake profile.
Oh.
There's a fake profile that's like verified and shit on Twitter saying Drake just called and asked to speak to Kim. I was like, damn, like Drake's crazy.
It was like Drake fucked my wife or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
How did these fake profiles get verified? That's
they
nuts.
are fast.
That's crazy.
They are super fast.
Where to start? So he said Drake called trying to threaten. He said Drake called trying to threaten me. So he spelled that shit completely wrong. So you know that shit is real.
He was typing fast.
The kid he had run on stage at Push's concert is in critical condition. Since the pool line, he's been trying to poke at me and fuck with me. I don't know if y'all remember. Drake had a line saying that his pool is bigger than Kanye.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I don't know what song that was.
It was like Summer 16, I think.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, you're good. You're a Drake fan?
Yeah.
You made me too.
Yeah.
Leos love Drake apparently.
I'm saying.
He tweeted a lot. I'm just gonna go over a few. I got a family and kids. 6ix9ine is locked up. XXX is dead. The kid that ran on stage is in the hospital. It just doesn't sit right in my spirit. So Drake, if anything happens to me or anyone from my family, you are the first suspect. So cut the tough talk.
What tough talk though? Like,
Drake don't be on social media.
Exactly. He hasn't tweeted since like what, October?
I saw he like during all this whole tweet storm. I just went to check Drake's Instagram. All he do is put the crying emojis. Yeah. So
he's super simple with his responses, bro. Because he don't feed into it. Yo.
Drake ain't doing nothing.
This is just seeing all this just opens up a bigger, I guess, discussion, and mental health. Like he even admitted in one of these tweets. I don't have it screenshotted, but he said he's off his meds. He drinks a lot more. Yeah. What do we do for this guy? Like, he's a genius.
Do you think it started because of Kim or before that?
Before Kim. It started when his mother died.
Oh, okay.
Because when his mother died, because I'm a big Kanye West fan, right? Mm-hmm. And I still love his art. You know what I'm saying? Him as a person, he's complicated. But after his mother died, I felt that pain was so deep that he was literally using, music, drugs, sex, all of that to escape from that pain. Because before that, he was structured. He had somebody who was checking him, which was his mother. Besides his mother, ain't nobody checking Kanye.
That's true.
That's why he's off the chain right now. Who's there to be like, yo, pull him by the ear and be like, sit your ass down. What you doing? Ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah. I don't think because nobody cares.
Nobody cares enough to do that. His mother was the person who did that for him.
Kim ain't caring.
Who?
Kim is not caring.
I think Kim's part of the problem. I feel like they're so obsessed with like their personalities and
their image.
Just their image and their popularity. Like having these cameras around 24/7. I mean, I just feel like that just gets draining after a while.
I can imagine.
And I don't know. I just personally don't see her helping the situation at all. I can't speak for how they are in their personal lives.
Too?
She tweeted something towards Drake's, like saying there wouldn't be a Drake without Kanye, so don't disrespect. And I kind of agree loosely, but I feel we give Kanye too much credit sometimes because there's artists before him.
And didn't Lil Wayne?
It was definitely Weezy that made Drake hot, man. I don't care what nobody say. Weezy made Drake hot.
Well, they're talking about the sound, I guess.
I mean, I can see because I'm sure, like, Kanye probably, contributed to some music for Drake, but
probably,
I don't feel like, he made him or anything. Like, if anybody gets that credit, it's definitely Lil Wayne.
That's what I was saying.
Definitely say Lil Wayne.
I don't think I want to be famous if I'm just gonna go mad and just fire off on tweets like to people who don't acknowledge me.
I think it really depends on, how you learn to deal with stress, because there's stress even for infamous people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go crazy and nobody knows who the hell you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it really depends on how you can deal with stress. And, Kanye has not developed healthy coping skills.
At all.
At all. I think that's the issue.
I don't know if he really has anyone genuine in his corner anymore. I mean,
it's hard.
First thing I see is John Legend,
and even Jay-Z seems like he's putting on some distance from Kanye. And I'm sure that was probably like the realest nigga he could have had in his circle.
But I don't think his people are really genuine because they just let him to continue to do this shit, like stand by Trump, tweet off all this bullshit, and just say all this shit.
When you say let, that implies that they even had an initial sense of control, and nobody controls Kanye.
Not control, but I just help put a lid on it or help him like get his mind right. I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people have had that conversation with him, but
how much is there to do? Like how much can you do to help that person?
He's
if he doesn't want to be helped.
Very stubborn.
That's different. If he doesn't want to be helped,
he doesn't want help. He doesn't want help. He doesn't think I think he knows that he does have a problem, but he doesn't see his problem as a problem.
Yeah.
He makes him unique, and it makes him a genius. That's how he's seeing it. So he's gonna keep embracing these crazy rants that he's having, and you know what I'm saying? Because I feel for him, it makes him feel like he's just being a creative.
I don't think this is gonna end well. Like,
I don't think so. And like
at the end of his legacy, this is not gonna be a memorable time and like a worthy time to be mentioned in his legacy because it's bad right now. And
can I say something that I don't want to put this out in the universe, but I really pray to God never happens? I pray to God Kanye West never gets suicidal. You know what I'm saying? And it's because like you see like some artists and some people in when they're celebrities and they're going through all of this and they start getting to a point where they start reflecting on their life and they start seeing who they were in the beginning, and then he's gonna look back at all of these all these different things that were going on in the media about him, and then when his kids get older they start asking questions.
Exactly.
And then you know what I'm saying, like even I feel like now, like when I don't know if you guys heard about Kim Kardashian trying to justify the whole Ray J sex tape, talking about she was on ecstasy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
I feel like maybe she's doing that because as their kids get older, there's gonna be some mean ass kids. They're gonna be like, "Isn't this your mama?
Yeah.
She a hoe."
They
you know what I'm
doing
saying?
that now.
Doing that now, so they're gonna be asking very difficult questions.
That's my problem, though. It's like all about the image. It's not about like owning what you did and just it's not genuine. Just own what you did and accept you made your choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the release of the tape was her choice, but. You
filmed
did it. You did it. Yeah.
Looked right into the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Most
like,
boring porn ever.
It was crazy, bro.
I never saw it.
You never seen it?
I've never seen it.
It was alright.
I would say go home and watch it tonight, but I don't think you want to do that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just hard for me to accept that stuff. And like I couldn't imagine like if that was my mom and I'm a kid and then I grow up later to be like, "Mom, like what the hell were you doing? You're on Pornhub." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Like,
because there's gonna be some asshole kids that just send it to them.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Yo, look what your mom did 20 years ago.
It's on the internet. It will never disappear. It will never disappear.
That's true.
And it's just like, yo, I don't know. Like, all that stuff, I don't know. Like I said, I pray that Kanye West gets healthy.
And also like Ray J's kid too. Like let's put it on Ray J
That's
too.
true.
Like
I
Dad,
put
what
it-
the fuck is this?
I put it
Right.
more on Ray J than Kim,
Yeah.
honestly, because he
he
tried to
brags about
monetize
it.
after. Yeah, he
Mhm,
made a
he's
whole
bragging
song.
about it.
I hit it first.
I hit it
Exactly.
first.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Come on.
It's so immature.
I did like that song. It was a bop though. I'm not
It was funny.
It was a
It was-
radio bop.
It
It was
was
it.
a bop.
I hit it, I hit it, I hit it first.
Not gonna lie.
Conscious rap remix coming soon. Prayers for Kanye West.
Yes, bro. I just because I love Kanye West as an artist. I always say I love people as an artist because I don't know them as a person. We only know what they allow us to know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But I love him as an artist, and I really hope he gets it together. And like I said, I hope he doesn't ever become suicidal because honestly, the way things are, I can see it ending up like that. God forbid.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put that in the universe, but we got to be realistic too. He's spiraling right now.
He is.
You
Maybe
know what
not.
I'm saying?
Maybe he won't kill himself on purpose, but like maybe overdosing on
That's what I'm saying.
on whatever.
bro.
Like I
Knock
could
on
definitely
wood.
see that.
Knock
Yeah,
on
knock on
wood,
wood.
because that really happens, yo.
Yeah.
That really happens.
I hope not.
Prayers,
I hope
prayers,
not,
prayers.
yo.
When you were speaking about children earlier, it got me thinking about. I just envisioned myself having kids in the future and what I would do, as far as schooling. With all these school shootings, I'm more appealed to the idea of homeschooling. I'm not sure if you guys have an opinion on homeschooling or agree with that, but I feel like it's much safer, and I feel like
Yeah.
they won't interact as much with other people, but I don't know. I would feel safer with them near me. You know, it may fuck up their psyche a bit as they get older because they feel like they won't be able to do anything without me. But as long as they're alive, I feel
No, I feel you on that. Yeah.
that's all that would matter to me. Because these school shootings, like we mentioned earlier, are the norm. Like,
I feel like I definitely understand your thinking, and I could definitely appreciate that protective mentality. But at the same time, there's other threats outside of school that can take your child's life.
yeah, but I
That's
feel
true.
not as not as
But
I
I
don't
understand
know.
what you're saying too, because it's like when a child is in school, they're supposed to be protected anyway. They're supposed to be learning. So when that attack comes, it's like, okay, so what the fuck do I do now? So I kind of understand what you're saying too about homeschooling. Although I do want them to be socialized as well. So it's kind of like a 50-50 kind of thing. But then again, like you said, you can't protect them from everything.
And you have to also allow them to learn how to survive out there. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
Because
also true.
you're going to have a grown-ass child eventually. If you're not saying you, but speaking in general,
Yeah.
if you're the type of person to always take care and make sure they're good.
Then
and
they're going to grow up some kind of
yeah,
way.
you're gonna, you know, it comes with some things, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, the whole socializing thing, like you gotta, if you're gonna homeschool, you gotta supplement that with having your kids in a lot of activities.
Yeah.
They gotta be around other kids, like, you know what I'm saying? They have to be in a normal environment. I put quotations around normal because nothing's really normal.
Nothing's normal.
Nothing's really normal, but you know what I'm saying? We need to really, gotta let them be kids too, because imagine when it gets to prom, when it gets to, you know what I'm saying, graduation.
It's just the fact that the world is even more unpredictable than it ever was.
I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
Like
I
fucking
agree.
third graders are getting killed. Like
Yeah.
they were literally born to die. Like it just frustrates me so much that there's no gun control, gun laws that like this shit is still happening. Like I'm pretty sure there was one last week that we didn't
think
that get
so.
promoted.
Yeah.
I hate that.
It's how do we attack that problem? Instead of taking our kids out of school, how do we attack the gun control problem?
Right.
We as a people need to show up and just I don't know if protesting has ever benefited anyone. Like has anything ever change come from protesting? Like I don't know.
I mean,
Civil
there was
rights?
so there's a lot of
No,
protesting.
I
with
mean
civil
like
rights.
there
You mean
was
now?
like now. I mean,
Now?
Oh, now.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't say I'm knowledgeable enough to answer that.
I don't see it from what I know, but because there's people screaming about it like every day. I'm sure.
I
like,
get
there's-
what you're saying because I be feeling like that too sometimes. Like when people are protesting, I'm like, y'all gonna really get what y'all want? You know what I'm saying? Like when people
do
protest
the white
their
people really
jobs,
care what you're doing? Like,
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't know, man. Because you know the power structure is so skewed in America. You know what I'm saying? There's always a small percentage of people who control a lot. So it's kind of like, yo, if you can't really change their mentality, you can't really change the system. It's hard.
I think
yo.
everyone born in like the early 1900s and beyond, like besides our parents, like
Yeah.
the white people specifically, the old white people, they need to just die. I think that's
hear
where
what you're
change will
saying.
really come.
I hear what you're saying.
Because
And
they're literally the problem.
they really are the problem. And I mean, like, even though that sounds harsh, it's really the truth,
It is
yo.
the truth.
I'm
Like,
serious. Like,
life's gonna be great 20 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
sure hope so.
I think it is. Because although there is a lot of messed up things that are going on in the world now, I still feel collectively life has gotten better as time's progressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you know what? I think our kids, like the generation now, are gonna like make more changes than there are gonna be now and what that were in the past too.
mhm.
You know.
I agree.
right.
You know. I
Because-
think it's gonna be better.
I agree. Because they're going to come into things with a fresher mentality.
Exactly.
You know, there's certain things they just weren't exposed to, like segregation, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that are going to go over their heads, but at the same time, there's probably going to be problems that, older generations didn't have that these younger generations might have. Like, the
Yeah.
whole addiction to technology,
Yeah.
the whole, lack of social ability.
Social awkwardness.
Yeah, like, there are going to be new issues that arise.
But they have so much. They'll have all the information they'll ever need to either get past that and
That's
possibly
true.
educate others
That's
in their
true.
hand. So
Do you think that will be a positive or a negative thing?
it'll be both.
Both.
Like what we mentioned.
Depends on
Like
how you use it.
yeah. Like it depends what you're searching for, what you're googling. But like, there's definitely be a lot of social awkwardness. Like people will not look each other in the eyes in like 10 years. They'll be like looking at each other through the phones. Like they'll be like FaceTiming on your hand and shit. I don't know. Like the future's gonna be
That'd be
crazy,
kinda cool though.
right? I'll be a little freaked out how they get it in my hand, but yeah.
And I feel like, as a society, if we know that we're going that route, we should just like supplement it and find a way to make people more social
Yeah.
without making them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I feel like we can find a way to make people more social. Like, I don't know. There's got to be something, man.
Conscious rap does not have all the answers.
No,
You were conscious
No.
rap.
I do not have all the, I'm humble enough to say I don't have all the answers.
So I
Spoken
haven't.
like a true Leo.
You feel me?
All right, this Leo connection's getting too much. I need another Libra with me or a Scorpio. Like this is not right.
I'm just saying.
This Leo connection's crazy. But speaking about like technology and kind of like where it would go next, I have an example from in front of me of technology on the path of destruction and danger.
Wow. Deep.
It's a bitch really bad. Let's see if I can get this audio going. I don't know if we'll be able to hear it.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before. And this next sentence is a quote. I'm writing this down. I've been doing this for years. This is serious shit, Linda. But you're never going to hear about this in.
Bruh, that just gave me
What the
chills.
fuck?
Bruh.
That just
That
gave me
sounds like,
chills.
what's that movie with Will Smith?
iRobot.
I
Yes.
Robot.
No, we
My-
don't need that.
Fam, if my iPhone gets
so-
up and tries to kill me, like,
It's a wrap.
yo,
wrap for
fuck
humanity.
You got it.
I'll go back to the flip phone. I don't need no iPhone.
Oh
like,
my god.
What?
That's too much, bro.
Why are we creating that shit?
Why?
why do we need robots?
What the fuck we
Why?
need robots for?
Humans are so nihilistic, yo. We love creating things just to destroy them.
29 people died though, like,
That's crazy.
and I want to
That's
go to Japan my
major.
entire life.
That
No,
was
I
in
don't want to go
Japan?
anymore. It
That
was
was in Japan.
What?
That's major, yo.
Like, what is the point though? I mean, what's the point of wanting to create a robot? Just the fact that you did it, or to have them help benefit our lives and make our lives easier? I
I
don't
think
know.
that's what they initially think, but then stuff goes wrong, and then
They malfunction just like
happens.
any piece of technology.
But the shit connect. How does it connect to a satellite and then just be like,
That's
yo,
artificial intelligence. Like,
Yeah.
it's able to have its own logic, to able to download information, rebuild itself stronger than it did, and restore itself. And she didn't finish speaking, but I think she was gonna say that 4th robot eventually put the other 3 robots back together. I think that's what she was about to say. Because
don't
they
know.
said it was 4 robots, but the
Yes.
first 3 were disabled and dismantled.
Yeah.
But that 4th robot downloaded information on how to build itself, so I'm sure it put the other ones together, and then they killed it.
That's scary.
Why are they
That's
giving it
scary.
metal bullets even to begin with? I mean, if
They're
They're
trying.
not-
They're
they're not
making
ex-
it for the military. That's why they're making military. They're trying to.
Nah.
I think what they're trying to do is lower the mortality rate and have robots do what men did for in the army and the military.
who are we fighting now? Are we still like in Iraq? Like still? Like why are
I
we?
don't know.
Shouldn't
I think
we?
we're still
Shouldn't this
in
be
the Middle
public
East.
knowledge too? Like shouldn't we
It
know?
happened in
what-
Japan.
I know, but like they'll probably sell it to America. Like
Oh my
I think there's a
gosh.
lot of things. That's why it's important to listen to like international news because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things
That
that
we don't know
we don't know
at
about
all.
Yeah.
at all. Like there's a lot like things going on in Syria.
I didn't know about this before today.
Yeah,
I was on the
I didn't even know
train-
that existed.
Looking into my piece of technology, thinking like, oh, is this shit about to like grow arms and kill me? Like right now, like
That's crazy, yo. That makes me really want to
Super
get more into
crazy.
international news because I need to know what the hell's going on out there.
And I heard like I was watching this show called The Real, and they're talking
Mm.
about the Alexa little bot thing.
hmm
And they said that when she hears an argument between two people, she can stop you guys and give her own advice on that argument.
That's OD.
And I was like,
That's
I don't know
OD.
about all that. That's crazy.
That's OD.
And she can tell you whether or not the relationship is going to work out or not
That's OD.
based on that argument.
fam, if she
That's
tried to
what
interrupt my argument, I'm telling her to shut the fuck up.
She was
Like,
like,
Hey, Alexa,
whoa,
shut up.
whoa.
Alexa, you're the problem. You're part of the problem. Like,
Like, that's
Can you imagine that
crazy.
robotic ass voice? Jeff, take a second and breathe.
damn. That shit's going. Alexa's going right out the window, yo. Dead ass, like.
Jeff, you are wrong.
on the way down out the window, it's still saying it. Like, fam.
That's crazy.
Now I'm scared again in the future. I'm scared because robots are coming and they're gonna kill us.
I hope not. I hope not.
I don't think I could defend myself against a robot.
I feel like I don't know. Yeah,
That's
I
super
definitely
scary,
can't.
though.
Yeah,
Japan
I don't
needs
know.
to
I don't know how to
chill,
feel about
okay?
that.
Yeah.
They need to calm
Japan-
the fuck down.
Japan, chill, okay?
Please.
Please.
Y'all
They
wait
trying to come up with some
Way
shit so
too
they can
advanced
come
for
attack
us.
America.
Yeah.
I bet you they won't use that shit on America or something,
Most
bro.
likely. We'll be the first hit. I
Mhm.
can see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm scared. I'm very, very, very scared. And I really, Japan is literally my dream trip. Like I was planning to go
Yeah.
there next year.
Mm.
After this shit,
Nah,
nope, going
we
somewhere
good.
else. Yeah.
Damn, son, that's crazy. 29 people.
Did
in
y'all
the
have
laboratory? I'm sorry.
in a laboratory? You still tripping off it like
Oh,
20? That's 29 people. That's not a small amount.
It's not.
Like
It's almost 30.
almost right. One more would have been. It would have been worse, even worse.
Mm.
Did y'all happen to see the controversy that was going on with Ebro on Hot 97 with Kodak Black? He
Oh, he
Mhm.
called out something, right?
Well, yeah,
His-
go ahead. You explain.
You- was it?
Somebody explain.
So
was
like
like-
what
yeah.
happened was like, all right, so there was a Hot 97 interview between Ebro and Kodak Black. And during that interview, Ebro made a comment, referring to the sexual assault charges that Kodak Black was currently on trial for. And Ebro was, saying that he's not going to go into detail, because of, legal procedures. He can't give details about the case. But he was just saying, to Kodak, we take sexual assault real serious over here. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you want to say about that? And in response, Kodak Black, he was taken back. And he was just, quiet for a second. And then Ebro was like, you look like you're mad that I brought that up.
Yeah.
And then Kodak was just like, he gave some bullshit response. I don't even know what he said. But he was just like, we can change the subject. I don't want to talk about that. Right?
You
And
literally sound just like him.
right? And then Ebro was just like, and then Kodak was like, he was like, yeah, we can talk about something else. Either that or I can just go. And then Ebro was like, you can leave, man. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can talk about on my show. And then after that, he just got up and left.
Yeah, and I think the whole controversy about it is was it appropriate for Ebro to bring up a pending case when knowing Kodak can't talk about it? Like it felt like he was trying to set him up, and I don't know.
I do feel like it was unprofessional of Ebro to do. Not to say I think it was unprofessional because if you know that you can't really talk about it, what is he gonna say about it? You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of putting him in a corner. And I'm not saying you shouldn't call him out, but there's a time and a place for everything. And I
Yeah.
don't think you should have did that on your show that's listened and syndicated nationally.
Let's be clear though, Kodak, even if he didn't do it, like he should still have expressed like that active sexual assault is wrong.
Of
And he can try
course.
to educate people and
Speaking
like
on it generally, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that
what
part.
happens? I don't know.
I believe he was just accused of sexually assaulting like a few women actually.
Oh.
I think something like that.
I don't know the details about his charges.
I don't know exactly, but
Yeah.
I think that conversation should always be had. I think that's the problem. Like these things happen and we don't talk about it.
And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have the conversation. I'm talking about him specifically bringing up his case, though.
Did he bring up the case or the topic of it?
He brought up the case, then he tried to go on to the topic of it, but then he wanted Kodak's opinion on sexual assault in general.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, there's nothing wrong. Obviously, it has to be talked about, but at the same time, if it's a specific case, it's just like, you know, I felt like he knew he was gonna cause some kind of stir up with that, and it's like you're not solving anything like that. I feel like it wasn't tactful. It wasn't intelligent.
It wasn't, but at the same time, Kodak put himself in that position.
Of course.
So we're gonna talk about what you did. Like
Yeah.
you did, if you did it or you
I
didn't
get
do it,
it.
like
And I
you're
get
in that
it.
situation.
And I get it. Like I said, I understand where Ebro's coming. I might not agree with it, but I understand.
That's the type of interview. Ebro's the type of interview where I kind of respect, like just the straight shooters, like
I do
Charlamagne
respect
type,
that
like,
though, because it's like, yo, it was hard to do that because, you know, that could affect your ratings. You know what I'm saying? It could affect a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
could.
things.
Yeah.
It really can. He took a risk with that.
Have you done many interviews, Leah, on your podcast?
I've done a lot of them. I actually had I don't know if I say if it's an interview, but my mom and I talked about sexual assault, and she's been through that. She gave her own account about it, and it was very like I didn't know about it till she talked about it on the show. So we had like that conversation about rape culture and sexual assault and all these allegations coming out. So it's crazy, and my heart goes out to my mom. I love her to death. And I don't know, I think it's a touchy subject, but we all need to like discuss it and put it out into the universe because it's been happening, and you know.
As you do more interviews, do you like see yourself being like a straight shooter, get to any type of topic, or will you set certain boundaries and things you should talk about?
I like to do both. I have to feel the person out first and see where they're at, where they're comfortable at. Once I understand where their comfortability is, then we'll go into that straight shooting thing.
Right. Who are some interviewers that you've listened to, I guess, in your past before starting podcasting, or if you're still listening to them now, like who've inspired you? Like
Interviewers?
Yeah, interviewers. Right.
Nothing like podcast wise, but interviewers at my college that I graduated from. Being a TV major, we had to interview a lot of people, and there was this one girl in my class who would just go right into each question like without a beat. Like there was one person she interviewed. I think it was a senator. I forgot the name of the person though, but she just went in. She wasn't nervous. She did all her questions right. It was just she's been inspiring me to do the podcast as well. So I forgot the guy's name though. Damn, my bad. But
Is Pretty Please, like, I know it's just a podcast right now, or is it like eventually going to be like a whole company, like? Or
I would hope so.
Is that like a goal?
Yeah, I've done the podcast and the weekly vlogs next to it, kind of like I do that every Wednesday. So that's another part of it, and then hopefully it goes into a company. That'll be amazing. But baby steps, you know.
What's easier, vlogging or podcasting?
Podcasting. I hate being on camera.
Having the camera in your face is just crazy. I can't even
crazy.
like take a selfie and not
No,
feel
I can
weird.
do that.
I can't.
But a video, I'm like, no, you got to edit all of that out. Like,
That's
nah,
funny.
You know?
And you just like discuss like what goes on in your week, your life, in your vlogs.
No, not my personal life. I'll have people. I have like, okay, so if you have a topic suggestion, you can email it to me or you can DM it to me. So the topics I've had on the weekly vlogs are like bad and good habits, the imposter syndrome, stuff like that.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I just
What
thought
is
about
that?
It's like it kind of goes with psychology a little bit. Like you think that you don't belong somewhere. Like say you're in the podcast world and you're just starting out. And you're like, okay, well, am I doing it right? Do I belong here? I'm like being like you're comparing yourself to someone else. You know,
I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah.
Holy shit! And then like, what's like the resolution of that? How do you get over that? Do you think?
not comparing. Telling yourself that you do belong here, that you're doing it, that you're doing all these steps to make yourself great and your podcast great and your show great. You know, just working on yourself too.
It's funny. The most recent time I felt that was at your listening party when I was sitting there on the couch doing the panel. I just felt awkward. I just felt like out of place. I guess
Like a
because
fish out of water.
yeah, because I'd never done that before, and he just asked me to do it, and I accepted it just off the strength of he asked me to do it, and that's my friend. But I had no confidence going into it, and I felt so out of place.
That's what that is, the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You would have fooled me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you was answering questions. You were very thorough with your explanations and your responses. Like, you seemed on point to me.
That's fucking nuts.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, I guess I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like that, the imposter syndrome. I felt like that when I first started college because I didn't really know what the hell I wanted to do. Like, when I first started college, bro, I was a fucking nursing major. Like, not the nursing is like, we need nurses. I love nurses. Like, they're great. But me? Why would, like, I wanted to do it because, I heard they make money.
I can't see you with like a smock and a face mask.
Me neither.
Like,
so you could imagine me in anatomy and physiology, and we're talking about bone ossification, and I'm just like,
what?
yeah, exactly, bruh. That shit was hard as fuck. So I was just like, yo, this is not for me. I had such a hard time finding my place. It wasn't until I turned 23 when I truly, fully accepted that I am just a creative and I am an artist, and I have to just live that life of being an artist. Like, I totally dedicated myself to my music. That's when I started my record label. Like, I've been recording and doing music since I was 16, but it wasn't until 23 because I tried so many different hats. I was a public relations major. I did a business major. I tried communications. Like, I switched so many times, and it wasn't until I got into psychology, because psychology is all about interpersonal and intrapersonal intelligence, knowing others and knowing yourself, right? And through that is when I realized that, yo, I love music. That's who I am. That's who I'm always going to be. I have to accept that in order to become that person.
do you think it's like a trait that people of color really have the most? Like, I feel like we're inherently taught that we're less than, we're not accepted, we don't belong. And I guess, I don't know.
It's like you have to do 2 times. What is that line? You have to do.
You got to work twice as hard
to get half of what they want.
Exactly,
Yeah.
just to get half of what they want. I totally agree with that. Because I mean, like, let's be real. Like, America is a predominantly white country.
The world is literally against us.
It's
Literally.
against us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, we do got to work harder than the next guy. It's just the reality. But at the same time, though, I don't like when people use that as an excuse for not being able to be successful, because there are successful people in the world of color, like people of color who are successful. Right. Not to say that it was easy. Obviously, it wasn't. But it doesn't mean that you can't be successful. You can't make your dreams come true, because there are
let you hold that back.
Yeah, because there are some people that are like, nah, man, the man's trying to stop me.
Those people just don't want to work.
They don't want to work for it. You got to know the difference, because there are real barriers and real obstacles because we are black or people of color. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that there's no other way of reaching your goals. You just got to be a little more creative, and you got to find a way to maneuver.
And it will come. You just
and
have
it
to
will come.
Put in the time. I'm learning that myself. Like,
same.
Been doing this. How long have you been doing your podcast? A year?
It'll be 2 years in January.
Oh shit.
You do it in this building?
Well, I did my other one in this building, but I used to do it at home.
Okay. That's dope.
Oh, so you're like, are you official like GPS?
I only did it once, so hopefully, but. We'll see what happens.
That'd be dope if you came back, though. To see you in the building. That would be dope, yo.
Yeah, you definitely fit right in. You're natural. Like,
I
I personally enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I haven't really gotten to the vlogs yet. That's my fault. But the podcast itself,
that's fine.
I definitely enjoy. And I'm hoping to come on soon.
You will.
We
both
come
will.
on soon.
I gotta listen to it. I didn't know you did podcast. Like, the last time I seen you, I had no idea you were doing this stuff. So it's just like, this is all new to me.
I didn't give him any information because I felt like it'd be more organic experience for him to get to know you through the questions I have set up. Yeah. So hopefully now he'll check you out.
And then
I would love to. Yeah, and I'll get you. I'm pretty sure I follow you on Instagram, though.
I deleted the old one.
Okay, I gotta get your stuff after the show, then.
Maybe you guys go back to McDonald's again.
And then bring the girls. We can have a girl time.
Have some alcohol for Leah, some fish
of
balls,
course,
and spiked hot chocolate shots.
Yes, bring the shots.
What's like your drink of choice? Like your go-to? You have
whiskey.
Straight?
Damn, she's definitely a drinker.
When they said black women are strong, they weren't kidding.
They weren't playing, dog.
That's nuts.
Listen.
God God damn. Okay.
I can't handle no goddamn. Don't look over here.
I'm looking at you like, can you handle it? Like, I'm a little intimidated. Like, damn.
I mean, my friends make fun of me because they see me. They like, yo, you such a big ass dude. Like, how you don't like? Because I like sweet drinks. I like drinks that taste good.
I like sweet drinks.
You know what I'm saying?
Margaritas and shit.
Yeah,
I like margaritas.
I like
I'm not
Bahama
hating.
Mamas.
I
You
like-
know what I'm saying? This shit's good as hell.
Pina colada.
Got a pineapple, some cherries and that shit.
I like the sangria. That's my. This is
I
my
love
way.
Yeah,
sangria.
sangria is
It's been
good.
my way
White
this
or
year.
I
red?
love sangria.
Red.
I like red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Red.
like both.
I do. Of course you do.
We know. Yo,
Shut up.
Yo.
we might need to get a bar set up
Yo.
here for
Say
you.
it.
Like,
And you did mention that one time. You said one time we gotta have a an episode where we just got a bottle of alcohol on the table.
I'm
drinking
still
during-
waiting for
We
it,
gotta
yeah.
do that.
That'd
Yo,
be cool.
we should do that on the wrap up episode
next week.
next week.
Yeah. Can you come through
What day?
next Thursday?
It's on Thursday.
Okay.
I think same time, 7.
7? Okay.
It's on the
I'm on
27th.
vacation, so okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so come prepared with like your top 5 albums of the year. Like I want to get into like the best music that came out this
okay,
year.
that's cool.
You could bring whoever you like.
Okay.
I will make sure the alcohol's here.
Please.
Oh, nice.
If you maybe
Let me know what you need me. I'll cash app you or whatever.
Cash app.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. I'm
Shit,
down.
I'm kind
I
of scared
want
now.
that.
I'm gonna be passed out by the end of this.
No,
I
you're
can't
not.
drink.
I'll take all the drinks.
Look at she's like, don't worry, I'll finish it.
I got it.
Leah, so we have a segment on this podcast called "Don't Sleep," where it's basically we
Okay.
recommend to someone something you shouldn't sleep on, like a song, an album, a movie, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you have time to think about that. Ciara, you said you have something
Yes.
people shouldn't sleep on.
I have 2 things.
Oh,
They're
shit.
both books.
I'm not prepared, so go.
Do not sleep on Charlemagne Shook One. That book is amazing. For anybody dealing with mental health and looking for looking for somebody who can speak on it in a relatable way. Like Charlemagne the God, I really appreciate him for this book. I mean, I read Black Privilege as well, but his approach towards mental health is so proactive. You know, he's very open about, his struggles with infidelity, his struggles with anxiety, and he even has Dr. Ish in the book, who's a psychiatrist who's giving, actual concrete information to support some of the things that Charlemagne is saying in the book. I think that book is really awesome and it's entertaining. That's what I like, when things are educational but entertaining at the same time. And that's the thing I like about Charlemagne. He wrote it in a very informative manner, but he still made it entertaining because his life is crazy.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't want y'all to sleep on that. And the second book I don't want y'all to sleep on is The Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish.
Ooh.
That book is so damn good. I started like 3 days ago and I'm almost done. Like, it is really, really good. Like, her life experience is crazy. She's been abused and kicked, dragged through the mud. For her to be not only to be successful, but to be such a positive person, bro, that speaks volumes about her character and how strong her mind is, yo. Because she really went through things that would break any human being down, yo.
Yeah.
I really encourage you guys to read that book. It's The Last Black Unicorn. Shout out to Charlemagne the God and Tiffany Haddish. One day, I know y'all gonna be listening to this and y'all gonna, you know what I'm saying? So
Man.
don't sleep on those books, man, and just read.
Charlemagne won't respond to my emails.
Just read, nigga.
Charlemagne won't respond to my emails or DMs, man. So I guess we gotta work harder.
He don't respond to mine either. I give him
Fuck,
a nice,
man.
nice message about Black privilege and everything. He ain't even read it.
Bro, I send the same email over and over again just to annoy the shit out of them.
Aw.
Just to get their attention, yo.
The
But
only celebrity I've ever messaged that actually got back to me was Mac Wild.
Wow,
Mac Wiles?
Yeah.
that's so cool.
he was trying to flirt. What was he
I
trying to do?
can't say all that.
Oh shit!
I can't fumble the bag now.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's it for your don't sleep.
Yeah, and just in general, man, read a fucking book. Like,
Yeah, word.
yeah, like reading's good. And a lot of people hate reading because they were forced to read shit that they don't like. Like, read shit that you're interested in, things that are relatable to your life. Like, just fucking read.
Yeah.
Just read.
Mine is don't sleep on sleeping. Like, actually get some sleep when you can.
Yes.
Because I'm learning that these days I'm literally been falling asleep at work like every day for the past month because I'm just not getting enough rest, and I'm realizing it's affecting like my motivation, my my thought process. Like, it's just I haven't been really working out like that. So it's really been affecting me not getting enough sleep. So I definitely recommend everyone get at least 7 to 8 hours. I think that's the recommended amount. because you will die and you will you could die.
Literally.
Another thing I have is there's this film I saw earlier this year. It's a remake of the same title. It's called Suspiria, and it's about this dancer. It's kind of like a psychological, kind of horror-ish,
Thriller,
satanic type shit. I don't want to. I can't even describe it without spoiling it because it's that crazy and just insane. So if you enjoy like some crazy visuals and great acting and just some weird shit, I definitely recommend you see Suspiria. The original came out, I think, in the 1900s. The remake came out in 2018 this year, and I definitely recommend that because it's a great, great film. And my personal favorite film of 2018, the remake of Suspiria.
Nice.
Yes.
That's cool.
Do you have anything people shouldn't sleep on there?
I only have one thing. Don't sleep on black businesses. Buy black. I have 2 black businesses I want to plug. My aunt, she makes a lot of natural body butters and sprays. Her
Ooh.
website is heathersbeautybar125.com. And then my mom makes t-shirts. You can follow her on Instagram at Ingrid L. Lane.
I'm gonna put those in the bio. Can you send those to me after this?
Yes.
And I'll put them in the bio, and I'm definitely gonna invest in that.
Yeah, she makes the beard stuff too.
That's what I've been needing, man. I use this Amish beard butter, but it's kind of thick. I don't like the consistency, so I'm gonna need something new, something homemade.
You gonna smell like fall and winter and everything.
Oh, my girl will love
They
me
will
forever.
love it.
fresh.
Okay,
I'm telling
I'm
you.
gonna have to get that too.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming back for the
Of
second
course,
time.
It's been fun.
This is an awesome episode.
Potentially a third time, but we'll all
Yes.
be drunk. Like that'd be even
That'd be-
better.
Oh,
Ready
yeah,
for
we're gonna
that.
have so much fun next week.
It might not even make sense what we're saying. It might not sound good
That
to
would be
listeners.
hilarious.
We're gonna be
but it'll
slurring.
fun. I already slur sober, so I'm fucked. So, but yeah, seriously, I definitely appreciate your energy, and
No, I love being here.
What's
It's
your-
fun.
I appreciate what you're building over there with your company
I'll try.
and your podcast.
Oh, company. Into existence.
Your company, yeah, it's coming.
Into
Into
existence.
existence.
Pretty
There you go.
please.
Yes.
You want to shout out your social media where they can find you? We get out of here.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Pretty Please Podcast, on Twitter at Pretty Please Pod, and then YouTube Pretty Please Podcast, and my website prettypleasepodcast.org. Yeah.
CR?
Oh, yeah. You guys can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at CR_908. Definitely be on the lookout for Love, Peace, and Beats. You can keep up with all of my new releases at www.jumpouttheframe.com. And definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, JOTF Records. Yeah.
As always, you guys will never get my personal Instagram. You'll just get the show's Instagram. That's at Introverted Intuition Pod. If you want to join the conversation, email us at introvertedpod@yahoo.com, and we can set that up. If you want to vent, if you want to just come talk shit, we could definitely set that up. And wherever you consume this podcast, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, whatever their rating system is, please utilize it because I definitely love seeing the high ratings and the comments and all that. So, and I just like to see the reception that people are paying attention to me and what we're doing, what we're creating here. As always, I appreciate everyone for listening, and we'll be back next week when we'll be drunk.
Hey.
Hey, super lit.
Thank you for listening.